All right, a very warm welcome to One on One right here on 89.7 Contact FM. Each and every weekday we are here, and of course our main purpose is to give you a platform to get to know more about different personalities that shape the news agenda of Rwanda and of course the rest of the region and the world, and of course get also to know more about different personalities that we get to bring here on the program. My guest today is a former drug addict. He's got through the process of getting out of addiction to drugs, and today he says, or he tells me, that he's able to make it as a young person out here. And of course we'll be talking about getting or fighting drug addiction right here in the program. Frank Bagabo is my guest right here in the program. Welcome to One on One. Yes, so very quickly, I understand you're already in an institution that you are helping young people like you, or those who have had an experience like yours in fighting drug abuse. Maybe tell us a bit more about that institution.
Actually, it's not an institution, it's an organization.
Yes.
It's in short form, it is called Ador.
Ador.
Yeah.
ADOR.
ADOR, which means Anti-Drug Organization Rwanda. It has started in 2012. So its aim is to fight drug abuse in the youth of Rwanda.
So what really inspired its formation? Maybe if you can give us a clearer picture. We know probably, yes, it does deal with mobilizing youth against drug abuse, but what more inspired the formation of this organization?
Okay, it didn't just come like that into me or into us. It's just that I've also been under addiction of drugs. So after recovery, I had to bring up some idea of how I can help the government to fight drugs in Rwanda.
So tell us about your story now. What really happened? When did it all start? What led you to abusing drugs? What kind of drugs were you abusing? Maybe let's just go back down memory lane into your life as a drug addicted person.
As a former drug addict,
yes,
I was addicted to alcohol.
Okay.
Though most of the people think alcohol is not a drug, and actually it has been found out that it is the oldest drug on the world. So my story started when I just joined high school. So it's concerned with the peer group influence. So that's
your
how
friends would come to school with alcohol, or you would get it when you go out of school?
I get it when I go out, being influenced by my friends who were already addicted. Most of the times elder ones.
Okay. And this was how old? How old were you at this time?
I was around 15.
15 years.
Yes.
Okay. And how easy or hard was it to go through this process of getting addicted to alcohol? All the time wanting to have it, the supply, the issue of having it, and the impact in your schooling. How was it?
The supply of alcohol was easy because I was just taking these legal drugs. Primus, Mitin, the drinks of Bradirwa. So those are easy to get anywhere, anytime, as long as you look a bit older. And the hardest thing it caused to me is just being suspended or expelled from schools, such cases. So
during this period, because we've had stories of young school-going or underage people consuming alcohol at different social activities or events. So these people who introduced you to abusing drugs, where did they used to make you want to have it? Was it in the school environment or outside of school environment? And how easy was it again for you to access it or to buy it? Because at that time you were still underage, you were not able to or allowed to drink alcohol.
Because I was under parental guidance, so whenever I saw them at school, I just felt like there's something I'm missing, like outside on this world. So that makes me be eager to know what is taking place there. So through the influence, I just wanted to know, how does it feel? How does it feel to be like that? That's how I joined them.
And let's talk now of the issue of the guidance. You've talked of parental guidance. You've talked of also, guidance under the school. How or what role did they play? Those who are your elders What role did they play? Were you doing this in hiding? Did they realize? And when they did, what did they do?
When I say parental guidance, is like parents used to keep on saying, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this.
Yes.
So it makes me think, why are they stopping me from doing this? What is there? So when you get at school, that's when you get your free time. So from there, then the friends take over.
So are you trying to say that the more we tell our children or the young people not to do something, if we overemphasize, that's when we create the need for them to do it?
Okay. One of the main points, it's one of them, not...
That's one of them.
That's one of them.
Uh-huh.
The strictness of the parents can lead he or her
to be even more anxious to do it, to commit the crime.
To know what is taking place.
Really?
Than if they could have been open and tell them, or even take them for experience, so that the kid might grow up with an open image of what is there, and knowing which the negative side and the positive side.
That definitely must be a bit confusing for some parents, because they'll be like, okay, now so what do we do? Because if you're saying that maybe being too strict might lead or can be one of the factors that leads to young people abusing drugs, then what do we do? You know, because someone says, if I cane her or him, then it will make them scared of touching it. But when you say, basing on your history, that this might lead to them even being anxious or curious to do it, what then should they do?
The solution is they should make friendship with their kids.
Okay.
Let the kids treat their parents as brothers and sisters. That's when a young boy, a young girl will tell you what he or she is thinking in his mind or her mind. So there and then you know how to manage his mindset or her mindset.
Okay. Let's talk about then your turning point, because definitely you say you started at 15. And which year or when was that day that you said enough is enough?
Actually, I continued from 15. Luckily enough, I completed my high school.
Okay.
My parents gave me an opportunity to go study abroad. But still, because I was under the
influence,
the already addiction, I could not simply turn up, as in recover or think positive. Studied in a very, I don't know how to say it. It's okay. I didn't study well as I was supposed to do.
You never had full concentration.
I didn't, because I was already addicted, not sleeping without at least
having a bottle or two.
A bottle of a beer. But then later on, when I came back, then I continued the system. My body was already addicted. So my parents took me to some rehabilitation center.
Yes.
It's called Iwawa.
This is Iwawa, yes.
Yeah. So from there, I stayed there for one...
This is when you were how old?
I think 2012.
Okay.
From 2012 to 2013 June.
Okay.
So from that period, that's when I had to bring up my mind and see all the time I've lost and what I should
try
do.
to recover this
and
lost
that is
time.
where the idea of the NGO came and said, let me not save myself only, but also try to serve
to save others who may have
other fellow
been
age mates,
yes,
youth of Rwanda.
Let's talk about Iwawa. Many have a misconception or maybe a lack of proper understanding of what really goes on there. Maybe because they haven't had a chance to either visit the place or not heard more about what happens there. You have been there. You say that was part of your transformation period. What really happens there?
Actually, it is a government program concerned with the rehabilitation, whereby you have to go through 2 phases, which is rehabilitation of 6 months. Then the other 6 months you get a chance to study vocational skills, which can help
you to
me or another person, because different categories of people are there. Those who are having families, those who are orphans, and so on, and street boys. So the concept is, many people in Rwanda think it is a prison, and yet it is not. It is a place. It is a school like others.
Okay.
though the teaching system might be different and the education, because it's just an island, but it's not a prison. That's a place where you can go, have time to think,
to rediscover
to
yourself.
rediscover and find out where you have gone wrong and find out what you can do right to cover up that gap, the time that have been lost.
So your life at Iwawa, struggling with getting back to your senses, fighting this addiction, how easy or how hard was this?
Staying there does not need any other capacity, or it's just to be adaptable to the place. You have to believe that where you are is not, it's on the world still, and you can when you're there, you don't have to think that was the end of
the world or your life. Yes.
Yeah. Just concentrate, have time. You get enough time to think. There's no big deal there.
Okay. So the people who've always said that, all right, yes, Iwawa is a good center. But the challenge is after those who are in that institution or that place come out of it, they miss whatever they had there that was helping them to transform and rediscover themselves. And they're sort of either left on their own. And this makes them vulnerable to either going back to the same habit. Is this true?
Yeah, it is true. We have found that from some research made. The center does rehabilitation,
yes,
but it does not do the integration
process back to the society.
Back to the society. And that is also, it comes back to our NGO. That's our aim. We want to do rehabilitation because it has already been done by the government. So we want to help in the integration of the youth from there into the society.
So at the end of the day, you were saying that other players need to take that role of reintegration process into the society, and this is what you're doing in your institute, in your organization. And maybe how easy or how hard has that been to play that role?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to say it because I can't criticize the government. But
why can't you? If there's any part to criticize,
because
there is none.
I think they forgot that phase.
Okay.
That I call it forgetting.
Forgetting.
Yeah. So here our organization came up with
to remind,
to facilitate the government with reintegration. The integration can be done in several ways, whereby we can make different projects about how those boys from there can come and continue to put what they learned into practice by creating some business centers concerning what they studied.
So
there comes solving the problem of employment, and for them going back into drug addiction sometimes it's caused by having no occupation. If for the case of those kids who have no families, if they are dropped back to the same center, the same place where they were removed, still they have to go back and do the same activities they have been doing, because they find there their fellow friends that they left, which means they have to go back to relapse.
So at the end of the day, when we're talking about the issue of reintegrating these young boys and girls back into the society that have been fighting addiction, different addictions or different problems, how then do we do it right in a way that we can be able to fully or in a bigger percentage deal with this whole issue of drug addiction or other societal problems that affect the young people?
As we started, we have seen that many people think that is a prison. So the first way is to teach people outside here that whoever is taken there does not mean he's a very bad person completely. He can go there because of the activities he has been doing, but he can come back in a different personality. So people should not consider them as if, because they are from the center that they are bad. It is very possible for a person to go there in such a way and comes back in a different way. So through integration, people outside here should know that if you've been taken there, it does not mean you're a bad person completely.
Is this the situation? Is this what you went through when you were coming back? Is this what your neighbors, your friends or former friends looked at you and thought of you like?
Yeah, like whoever has got the news that I've been there, he will ask you many questions. How did you go there? How is that place? Man, how come we went there? What did you do? Did you do something wrong? Because the activities you've been doing before, they were just normal. How come we went there? You see, it's like the perception it's so negative.
And in this case, you went there.
So when people hear you have gone there, most people will the reputation.
You'll feel stigmatized. You'll feel either not accepted, or you'll feel you have to answer certain questions before they can fully believe and start treating you the way they used to treat you.
You have to listen to them. They have a lot of questions to ask you, and you have to be ready to
answer all those questions.
Yeah.
Yes. So
for them to believe you.
Yes. Now, if we roll the tape back a bit and talk of how you found yourself there, was this a voluntary thing? Did you just say, all right, let me just go there because I've heard of this center, or was it through a swoop where you were forcefully taken there?
It was through a very long process, fighting with my family, trying to tell me do this, but it was very hard for me because I was already addicted. But another thing, being addicted, we should consider it as a person is sick. So you have to seek for treatment. On my case, I went there by the will of the parents.
Okay. So looking back at your life then, today as you stand there and maybe look in the mirror and say, okay, look at the image I'm seeing in front of me and the past, what do you see? What kind of things do you think and say, if I was given another chance, what would I have done differently? Is there anything you regret in life during this period that you went through all this process?
I don't regret, but I am very thankful to my family because it has made me think broadly, and I want to prove to people that I can make a greater achievement based on my weakness.
Sure. Okay. So this is the advice you would.
Past weakness.
This is the advice you'd give those probably who are going through this process, either haven't been discovered as suffering from addiction, and maybe those who have already been discovered and are going through the process of going to a rehabilitation center. What strong message would you tell them?
The strong message is, first of all, to those who are already addicted, they should not get scared of. We have got some groups all around the country, Alcoholic Anonymous meetings, whereby those people who have stopped drug abuse, regardless which abuse, we have got some places whereby people who have stopped or who have recovered go sit, share ideas, and see what caused and what made him or her stop it. So for a person who is already addicted can join there. I'm very sure you come up with some ideas of how you can help yourself.
Sure.
And for those who haven't, who are still the young youth, I think that is in hands of the parents.
So you believe parents also have to play a role?
They have to play a role.
In sorting out
they
this.
also need to go under some psychological centers, meetings. They get help.
How they can help their children.
Yeah, how they can help their children.
There are those who argue and say, addiction is just hard to beat. You can never. It's really hard. Getting out of it is a very tough process. What can you say about that? Is it possible to really fully 100% get out of it completely? And maybe as you answer this, question. Could you tell us, do you still drink today?
Actually, it's not an easy thing to do. You can't wake up in the morning and just say, I stop. Okay, it is possible to some unique personalities, some people, but if you put on percentage, it's not easy. It's just a process.
Do you ever find yourself thinking of,
Because
I want
you find yourself thinking of going out, sometimes being tested by friends again. Because people still won't believe that you've stopped. They still want to try out, to try you. So just you have to decide by yourself, fight with your heart,
and focus.
Go under psychological meetings, centers, whereby you meet very many people with different ideas there, and then you come up with new
ways of tackling the issue.
Yeah.
So today you don't drink at all?
Today I stopped.
Completely?
Zero.
And what do you think of in the next few years to come? Where do you see this society in terms of your organization playing the role that you say you want to play, in terms of other players coming in to probably support your organization in dealing with this? What's the future plans? What are the prospects that you see ahead?
Concerning the organization, the future, I think, district-wise, because we have tried to approximately count 20 people per district. And our plan is that at least to try
20 representatives.
20 representatives to try our best and at least save half of them.
Okay.
That will be 10. If we manage.
When you say 20 representatives, you're saying 20 addicted people in every district.
In every district.
And your target is to at least rescue half of them.
At least 10.
10 of them.
That will be a very success story to us as an organization and to the government at large.
Okay. And how can people get or reach you? How can they, maybe someone is listening and says, I have a brother, I have a sister, or a parent who needs this kind of help. How do they get in touch with you?
Our office is situated in Sentinel House, 5th floor, and our contacts at 0788 64 75 60, 0788 84 127.
127. That's the other line. And if they want to support, do you have any specific needs that you say, okay, if we got this kind of help, then we'll be able to achieve beyond this target that we have of saving or rescuing 10? We can be able to rescue all the 20.
Our target, if we got all assistances from different sectors, let's say Ministry of Youth and ICT,
yes,
the Army, the police, and other ministries, I think our vision could turn from long term and come to short term
and implement this.
We believe our organization can succeed and save the youth of Rwanda, who we believe are tomorrow government leaders.
So what's the immediate need that you have? Is it a financial need? Is it a skills need for the people you work with? What's that specific need that is really affecting you?
We need financial assistance, support. Second thing we need is several trainings, so that what we teach people what we understand very well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. In conclusion, maybe as we finish, looking at the young people or those you are with at Iwawa, and now those you are working with today, and maybe those who come to your institution or your organization to get advice or talk to you about their challenges they're facing, and even from your personal experience, what do you really think is the major cause of these addictions that we are seeing? Is it a perception? Is it a mindset issue? Is it the society? Things have just been too tough for people that we are now resorting to other ways of comforting ourselves?
This is based on different. Most of it is based on historical background of the country, and the second thing is lack of occupation and employment. Those are the main factors that do facilitate the youth to engage themselves in drug abuse.
Okay, sure. So Frank, as we finish, any parting word, any word of wisdom, or any message you'd like to maybe put out there, just fair and square, to those who are listening to you right now?
We have got a slogan which says, "Live free from drug abuse environment." Dear listeners, I promise you, if we come together, join hands, we can come up with the solution of the problem that is affecting my fellow youth.
Thank you so much, Frank, for sharing or accepting to be on one-on-one to share your experience, and of course make this call to those who are either young or old but are suffering through addiction, or whichever kind of addiction that they are going through, and also probably clearing the air on some of the things that happen at Iwawa and possible ways of even improving that whole plan for that center. Thank you so much for that, and we wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, there you have it. One-on-one featuring Frank of Ador. They are dealing with the issues of supporting young people who have or who are facing addiction and would like to come out of addiction from drug abuse. Definitely, this brings us to an end of this edition of One-on-One. More interactions and discussions on these kind of talks that we have here continues online. Hashtag is 101RW. See you again. My name is Eugene Anangwe. Goodbye.